Hello people, hola, aloha, ciao, salut, ni hao, namaste, ohayo, yagamashima, здравствуйте, привет, bunna, dzień dobry, sziasztok, hello, xin chào, yavasio, tere, salam alaikum, saskriyakal, marhaban, merhaba, hello international people. If you don't know who I am, my name is Brunel. I am a YouTuber based in the UK. There you go, introduction done. Okay, so there's a new collaboration in town with Makeup Revolution. It is called from Emily. I was going to say Ellery there, not you Ellery, sorry. Emily, and this is Emily Noel 83. She's a YouTuber. I have no idea who she is. Yes, I said it. I have no idea who she is, but it is not about her. Obviously, I didn't buy the palette because of her. I do lots and lots of reviews of, lots of Makeup Revolution stuff because they are usually super affordable. This one is different from the others because it cost £15, people. Is it worth £15? However, if you have a look through, it has got 24 eyeshadows, a combination of mattes, satins and shimmers, and 24 eyeshadows for the price of £15. When you break it down, it's not bad, it's not expensive, but we are talking Makeup Revolution, which normally £15 is a bit too dear. However, this is the packaging and the palette itself. It does feel really weighty. It does feel as if it's worth £15 actually. Just looking at the packaging itself is very pretty. It's got Emily there on the front. The palette is called The Wants. She has got another palette which is called The Needs. That one is cheaper. It is £10. I didn't get that one because the colors in there were very neutral, and I've got loads of those, and it was just no thank you. So I decided to go for this, which is very pretty. I love this particular shade, and also, as I said, 24 shades is a lot of shades. And it covers what I would think are autumnal shades, that your deep purples, your greens, and so on. And also it's got lighter shades where you can use your pinks and so on as well, mauves and stuff like that. You can use those colors and get away with them during the summertime. Summer's just about to leave, and we're coming to autumn, so it's actually very weather kind of season appropriate. Yeah, I think that's the right word, season appropriate. Now, the reason why I bought this palette was there was one color, one shade in there that just kept screaming, buy me, yes, wig, yes, yeah, and anyway, don't ruin it, Brunel, don't ruin it. Anyway, so the color is this one. It is called Corduroy, and it's this green that just kept screaming at me, and this is actually why I bought the palette, believe it or not, and that's what stood out to me. So yeah, so I bought it. In each one you've got 24 eyeshadows, and in each one you've got 0.03 ounces or 85 grams in there. So that's what's in there. Now, before we get to find out and see the demo, let's go and see the swatches as well. Starting off with the first two lines. First shade is this one, which is the cream. Swatches really nicely as well. Second shade is Hobby. That doesn't swatch so nicely. It kind of disappears into the skin. Third shade is Prayer. It's not bad at all. This one of the first of the glitter shades is actually, or shimmer shades, is Grateful, and it does swatch beautifully. Good Vibes is not too bad, but it doesn't really stand out. The next shade is Side Hustle. It's a deeper shade, but it does feel a bit more grainy. It's not so smooth. Next shade is Midwest, and that's this one here. I had to go over this one a couple of times. It's soft, but it's a bit patchy-ish. The next one is Dues Paid, and again, it's very similar to Midwest. It's just a deeper shade than that one, but I needed to go over it a couple of times. And Eve Rose is actually really almost like a duochrome. It's a beautiful shade, and it swatches really easily. One of the best so far. Then you have Belle Violet, which is not bad at all, but I've got loads of violet shades, so I'm not really necessarily into that. Then you have Capricorn, which I love because obviously it's my star sign. And you have that, and it swatches really nice and easy. And then you have the last one here, which is Pie High. I hope I said that right. And that one actually is a really deep color. You do have to build on it when it comes to swatching it. Okay, so if we're moving on to the two final lines, that's this one and this one. First shade is Oh Heavens. Oh Heavens. Never mind. It's actually swatches really nice, really buttery smooth. I love that actually. Next one is Love Tons. And it is a beautiful shade. However, it doesn't swatch so nicely. I had to go over it 3 times in order to get this swatch. Then you have got Pizzazz, which is a bit it's not so smooth either. And then you've got a Family, which I had to go over again about 3 times in order to get the color. And then the next shade is Top Story, which swatches really nice, and it really brings out and has a really pop of color. Then you have this one here, which is Apartment, which I think is so close to my skin tone that it will literally disappear, but I'm not too sure how that works on the eyes. Then you have Cupcake, which is this one, which is really pretty actually, surprisingly so. I was looking at that thinking maybe that won't work, but I think actually this would work, and it will also work on the inner corners of the eye as a highlight as well. Then you have Laugh Cry, which is a bit patchy, went over about 3 or 4 times. Same thing with Cheer, again went over it 3 times. Then you've got Heartbeat, which to be honest, looking at it, it's a bit lackluster and sort of disappears into the skin, and it's really just kind of bland. And then look at that, swatching. And then you have got the one that actually made me buy this palette, which is Corduroy, which I had to go over a couple of times. It's a bit patchy. And then you have Dark and Early, which is this one. Again, it's a bit patchy as well. You need to go over it. So there are some issues with regard to swatches here, especially with the mattes mostly, when it comes to swatches, but we shall see what is how it applies on the eye. Excuse the messy face, I'll get it sorted out afterwards. So the first shade I'm going to go for is this one, which is Midwest, and I'm going to put that all over the top of not my eyelid itself, but the very top. And let's see. It is better soft. There is actually quite a bit that comes onto the brush itself. I just tapped it very gently, and I'm just going to see how, oh, there's a little bit of fallout. Okay, so it blends really nicely actually. It's far more pigmented than I thought, and definitely way better, applies better on the eye than it did as a swatch, definitely. Yeah, look at that. There you have it, really pigmented actually, buildable and easy to blend. I think with this, what I'm picking up is you really need to make sure that your eyelids are actually lovely and mattified before you get to touch it, which is before you apply these eyeshadows, and which is fine for me, because what I usually do is I use a concealer, and then I actually pat it with a brush which I've used for powders and so on, so to mattify it, and that works really well, because I have a feeling that if you don't do that, make sure that it's all nice and matte, and you've used some kind of a base on it, then it's not going to adhere to your eye. But I may be wrong, but that's my feeling so far. Okay, so the next shade I'm going to go for is, I'm going to go for the green, since that's what we're going for, and since I'm wearing green. I am going to go for the deep shade that called to me, and that is this one here. This one, Corduroy. So we're just going to concentrate that on within my crease. And you do get quite a lot of color actually that comes off. I literally dabbed it twice. And a bit of fallout, and just applying that, starting on the outer corner. Look at that. Okay, and let's see if it stays in place. Okay, so it blends easily, actually, very easily, but it does start off a little bit not patchy, but you have to blend it very gently, otherwise you can have a lot of kind of flyaway, and you'll be removing. See, I'm trying to, you can definitely build the shade, as you can see. Whew, it's looking a bit scary. So the best way to apply corduroy is pack it in gently, and pack it in first, and then blend very, very gently. Be very, very gentle with the actual brush. Otherwise, you'll find yourself removing the product. So I'll find that that's what's the how it works best. And then we're gonna move on to the last of the mattes, which is going to be the last shade, the very last shade in the palette. This one here, which is Dark and Early. So see, I'm going to try and concentrate that just on the outer edge of my eye, and that's it. I'm just going to pack that in. And I think this brush is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, one of the brushes that come with the palettes, the free brushes which come with the palette. And just trying to see how much color payoff there is. Not seeing a whole load of pigment. I can see some actually. Okay, now I can. Shade we're going to go for is this one right in the corner. This is Side Hustle, and I'm going to apply that all over my lid. I'm going to start off with my finger instead. I'm a kind of a finger first person, and let's see how much I can get on my lid and if that works. Bit of an effort. We'll try it with a brush and see if that's better. Definitely managed to pick up more product with the brush. As you can see as well. And this is just a dry brush. Yeah, let's try it with a wet brush. Oh yeah, definitely. So wet brush is the way to go. All right, Side Hustle needs a lot of work to pack it in order for you to get the color to build up. So more effort than normal that I'm used to. But this is the result after packing it with a wet brush. And now I'm just gonna go over the top line where the green is. And I'm actually going to use Dues Paid, which is this one. And I'm just going to be very, very gentle with it and blend it in at the top, because I think I need a bit more color, something a bit brighter. That's better. Just blend it very, very softly just to diffuse the green. That's a lot better. Okay, so I've allowed the Side Hustle to kind of dry first, and I'm just going to use Grateful, which is a light green, and I'm just going to tap that in the center of my eye just to make the green pop a bit more. This is Grateful, and I'm just going to use my finger actually because I just want a pop of color on the center of my eye. Let's see. Oh, that's better. Look at that. Definitely much better. Okay, so I'm just going to do that with the other eye, and then what I'm also going to do is underneath my eyes I'm going to use Dues Paid underneath, and I'm also then going to use Corduroy just on very, very close to my waterline, and then I'm going to do the rest of my face, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So see you tomorrow. Okay, so would I recommend this? I don't know. It's more of a yes than it is a no. It is a big palette. It's got loads of eyeshadows. At £15, when you take into account it's got 24 eyeshadows, that's actually quite a good deal actually when you think of it that way. You do have to play with the shades. Some of them work better than others. If you were just going to go via the swatches, I would say no, because some of them are, quite a few of them aren't particularly great. However, when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, you can't just go by the swatches, because the swatches can be crap, and then the application on the eyes can be really, really lovely. They do blend really, really easily. They do need to be built up, however, and you do need to play with them and learn how to apply them. A lot of them you need to pack very slowly, and then when you blend, you need to be very, 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 very gentle. Hold the brush, the tip of the brush, and be much more gentle. That way it works better. Otherwise, you find that if you blend it a bit too hard and going a bit too heavy, you're basically moving the product around and it won't build at all, and so it's no good. So the Dior's got some aspects of it personally. This is my own personal experience, so you may find something completely different. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just a makeup enthusiast who is getting experience the more I get to use eyeshadows and so on. So that is it. These are the type of, when it comes to the glitters, apply them before you do your base, honestly. Or if you do your base, make sure that you've got powders, because there's a lot of fallout, a lot of glitter all over my face that I had to really swipe away quite a lot of times. Even the kind that I put on the inner corners, by the way, which is the gold one, which is a top story, which is this one here, top story. I had a lot of fallout, even just on the inner corners. I then had fallout that I had to get rid of. So that is something to be mindful if you're the type who likes, and I've got everything falling all over the place. If you're the type who likes to do your eye makeup afterwards, you make sure that you've got some powders underneath so that you can just, you know, swipe it away and sweep it away, I should say. And then you'll be fine. Some eyeshadows, especially shimmers, again, work better wet. Others are okay dry. You have to then play with it to work out which one works best and in which way. Yeah, that is my experience. I can't really say with regards to the other shades because I didn't get to use them, but I certainly will be using the palette now that I have it. That's it. I don't think there's anything else that I need to say. Thank you very much for watching, and as usual, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment if you haven't already, and I'm eating my own hair. And if you did find this useful, let me know, comment below, let me know what you think. Let me know about the makeup look itself. This lipstick, I'll try and put it here. It's super cheap. I think it's called Luxe lipstick from Color 2000, I think it is, or Color 2000, one of those, but I'll list it here just